is Lisa Clark, and you're looking at the Mardis Gras Mask, and this is part 13. This is the by far the longest series thus far on my channel. And I like to think I've come a long ways with my abilities art-wise, as well as knowing a little bit more about editing, which has been a whole nother challenge, let's say. But anyway, I decided to go ahead and start the other half of the mask. The problem I had with this was it had been about a week or two between the other half that it was already done and now this half. And I did have to go look back and see how I created some of these textures, what order of color pencil I put down, or pastel pencil, excuse me, because that does matter. It actually does truly matter. And then I realized, wow, I had freehanded those swirls on the other side of the mask that are done, and then realized I've got to duplicate that now on the other side. So didn't think that went through real well. But I managed. I mean, it's not perfect, but nothing is. So I was fine with the way. I might have curved that a little bit too much on that side right there, but that's okay. In the end, I was pretty happy with the completion of this mask. And now I'm going back over trying to figure out how I achieved that color on the other side. So yeah, same here, trying to figure out how I created that texture in the mask on the other side and trying to duplicate it on this side. And I did have to go kind of back and forth a little bit until I figured out close enough. Again, I don't want it to be absolutely perfect because that would be just not right in my head. Like that wouldn't make sense for it to be absolutely identical to the other side. So in my mind, this mask on Pixabay, which is a link, there's a link for that under the video in the description. They say it's made of wood, this mask. So I found that very interesting. So for sure, both sides would not be identical. If somebody had made this mask in real life to put on their face, then it would for sure not be identical. So a little imperfection is very, very much so acceptable. So anyway, this is just, again, Carbothello soft pastel pencils and circular motions. I did speed the video up, obviously. I did create a big gouged crack right there, and that will appear here in a later video. It was a lot of artistic liberties for sure, where I placed the cracks, how big they were, how wide, how long, so on and so forth. But I think that's what art is about. It's our interpretation of what we're seeing. And you're going to see me dab things with my finger because I am trying to create a good transition from one side of the mask to the other, so it doesn't look like two completely different masks. So you're going to see me dabbing, trying to figure out, oh, how do I duplicate that to be close to the other side in appearance. So you're going to see me struggle just a little bit, trying to figure out what order of pastel pencils to use to create that texture I'm looking for in this mask. This did not work. It was too bright, too light, too bright. And I did have to end up going back over again with a darker pencil and figure this out. So you're going to see me go back and forth. It all takes time, but the beauty is in the details in this particular project. So I was very, very pleased in the end. My kitten is running around. So cute. I'll show you a picture right here. This is what Sassy looks like. It's a little girl. We rescued her. We found her on a road. So we scooped her up and brought her home. Anyway, yeah. So I'm just playing around, trying to figure out, what's a good way to layer this out to make it look like it matches, like it goes together. So a lot of trial and error, but in the end, we figured it out. So now I'm just adding a little bit of three-dimensional feel by adding some shading around the top of this mask, around the swirls to make them look like they're lifted up a little bit off the mask. And this is what it's looking like. Yeah, we're getting there. And go right back at it. More of that dark charcoal here, which offers me a good texture because it does go off. It comes down on the pastel board a little bit grainy, but in some areas it works to my advantage. Now the Carbothello soft pastel black, it goes down a lot more smooth and less grainy, and there's definitely places where I needed that. So I used both of those quite a bit. And you'll just see me going around, patting it down, trying to make it come together and look cohesive. It all takes time, but I think I achieved it over there. So now I just gotta keep on going. Well, that wraps about mask part 13, and I'll see you in future videos. Have a great rest of the day. Bye.